Well, I appreciate you having us up in Cleveland doing this. That's my first question is kind of like talk about growing up, like how you got into football and like what was life like.
Just starting in New Jersey. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Born and raised. Growing up, I ain't really like have no ambitious or like dreams to play sports. I was just being a little kid.
Yeah.
Mom had me inside the gate, couldn't leave the gate.
Yeah.
And that was really all I, did growing up until, we moved to Linden, New Jersey. And then she started putting me in Pee Wee football, recreational basketball. So it was like I was just doing a mixture of stuff once I turned like 8.
Yeah. I mean, my school was up there. I mean, I was from been to North New Jersey a lot, like Paramus, Bergen Catholic. I mean, I feel like football is up there, kind of like it's known for that. It like brews you in you a little bit.
For sure. My trainer actually, who lives with me in this room right here, he actually coached at Paramus.
Really?
Yeah, he coached the #1 lineman, and he was committed to Miami.
Yeah.
So that's what that's how I kind of like got into the mix of knowing Paramus. I never knew about Paramus growing up, but definitely a football and basketball type of state.
Yeah.
So.
And then you got the Devils right there in New York.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I remember I was the only time I've ever been cussed out in my life was by a dude dressed up as Jesus. And I was wearing my jacket stuff because I'm a Blue Jackets fan. I was at the game. We just want to shoot out. And this dude dressed up as Jesus comes out. He's like, fuck you, man. I was like, bro. I was like, and it was like,
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, I had another question here for the backtrack. You're talking about basketball. Is that your second sport? Like, if you couldn't playing football, are you playing basketball? Like,
when I was in Maryland, I was more so a basketball guy than a football guy. When I was in Maryland, like we moved to Maryland when I was 12, and I didn't hit no growth spurt until the 8th grade. So when I was 12, I grew to like 6'2", 6'3". And then the coach there was you ever played basketball? And I was like, yeah, I played basketball before, but it was more so like recreational. It wasn't serious. So that was more so my type, my speed coming from middle school to high school.
Yeah. Do you think playing like basketball, like, 'cause I've always preached playing multiple sports to help like football. Do you think that helped you at all? Anything?
It did, because once I transitioned to football, I was, able to move a little bit like I was on the court, but not all the way. So it kind of helped me in a sense.
I guess.
So you would say you were more like for football, it was like a later, you got a later start on it?
I got a later start on football. One thing I wish I would have done in high school was run track.
Yeah.
But
that's a big one.
I definitely, I had a later start, because I was uncoordinated. I didn't really have no balance.
Right.
I was more so just like out there, just a body out there. So I didn't really start taking it serious until my junior year.
Do you think were other big schools looking at you for basketball over football?
I probably only had 2 big schools, and they were big in basketball era, not really into the eye.
Yeah.
But Quinnipiac, they was looking at me.
Up in Connecticut. Yeah.
Okay.
And Georgetown, right where I was living.
Patrick Ewing. Back in the day, probably.
It was man. So I was more so like I only had 2 schools and then 1 D3.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, this is not working out for me. It's not working out at all. So I went to my coach, one of my basketball camp coaches I used to go to, and he was just like, "Do you know how to shoot?" And I was like, "Kinda."
Yeah.
You know how to dribble?
Yeah.
Nah. All I know how to do is, rebound, block, and dunk. I had a okay jumper, but my late
Dennis Rodman.
I was more so just playing defense, getting the
Eat
ball in there.
Eat your 4, 8, and like 8 every
day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
you got it.
All right. So, if you had to play for, say, any other team, where are you going? Are you going like Miami? Are you going south here, for the weather? You going maybe to a team that's gonna win a ring?
So I can't choose where I want to go, but whatever team that would like me, I'm hoping that it's in the warm weather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in the cold weather for such a long time. I only really got to experience warm weather on when I was playing at FAU, and that was like a blast. I loved it, but I say somewhere warm.
Yeah.
Like if I get somewhere warm, I'm definitely, I'm making that move to the warm state. I'm sorry.
No, there you go. Yeah, no, I was gonna ask kind of like what was the transition like? So you're at FAU, you have the draft process going, everything, and then obviously now you're in Cleveland. So what was that kind of process like in transition for you?
You talking about leaving FAU?
Yeah.
To come to Cleveland?
Yeah.
It was a difference in like the pre-draft training. So like my pro day training, trying to make sure like I'm on top of everything. I ran a slow 40, but during my training I was running the fast 40.
Yeah.
I was running like a 4.68. I was running the 4.68 during training.
Yeah.
But then once I came back to FAU, they clocked me at like a 4.9, 4.8.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I was like, what happened? Like, I'm slow, okay. Yeah. And then people was like, nah, bro, you're not slow. Football speed is definitely different than 40 times speed.
So so have you like tried to deal with like find like what weight like you're good at as far as like movement speed and like being able to like move like were you like heavier at one point and then like dropped a bunch of weight to like get your 40 time better?
Yeah, what's that?
You know what I mean? Like, because I have a buddy that plays at OU. Like he's like your size. He's like 6'6". He's a defensive end, but he's 6'6". He's weighing, I think he said he weighed like 270, maybe 280, and he said he dropped like 40 pounds, and he's like moving a lot quicker now. So
I'll say for me, like when I was in college, I was 250 all the way.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got to college, I was like 240, but then my coach was like, you got to gain weight. So I got to 250, but I didn't know how to run back then. So like I was gaining that weight and not knowing that it was slowing me down. I was, I had average speed. I didn't have like real big time speed, especially in D2 level. And then once I got to FAU, I was still the same weight, like 250, 255. And then coming into the draft, I tried to maintain my weight because when I came to pro day, I was like 257. But I wasn't, too heavy during my training. I was the same weight, like 258, 257, ranging from 255 to 260. So now that I'm in the league, I've just been ranging 260, 255, but they got like a minimum requirement. So like if I come back overweight or underweight, I could get fined.
That's crazy.
So like I got to come back a certain type of weight, making sure I'm on point. Because if I'm overweight or underweight, that means something going on. It's not, I'm not going on the right track. But I came back 260, and I feel like this offseason was just it was an eye-opening offseason because I have my personal trainer with me, Muhammad Karoma. Hopefully y'all be able to meet him. He'll be, coming here while y'all probably heading out. But having the offseason with him, he just like opened my eye to like the body mechanics of, being able to have quick and decisive feet on the field, because I was always like top heavy. Being so big, I never really knew my center of gravity, like holding myself high when I'm blocking and stuff. But I'd say like 260, 255 is where I was ranging coming into the draft. And then once I got into the league, I kept it at 255, 260.
Yeah, and obviously, like where you're at now, what do you think makes someone like an elite tight end at your position? What do you think?
I'd say being able to do both. You know what I'm saying? You got to master one, but then you got to work on both. Like we go out there and we do. I said both, but we do a whole bunch of stuff. Like we go out there, we put our hand in the dirt, we block like O-lineman. We got to pass protect like O-lineman.
Especially with the Browns. The run game's heavy.
It's real heavy. So, sometimes we got to be a fullback, be out there, be behind the tackles, be behind the guards. Sometimes we got to go line up at, flex wide out, flex slot. So, we got to do a whole bunch. So I'll say mastering one thing, which is the blocking aspect, that should come first, because you can always be a natural at running and making somebody miss. Releasing at the second level, you can always be a natural at that once you keep, consistently perfecting that. But I'll say blocking is the one thing you should master before going out there to go catch. People going to sit on your podcast and be like, nah, he wrong. You need the ball, because when I first got in the league, one of my coaches told me, you're gonna get paid by catching the ball.
Yeah.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have years down the line being the blocker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sense.
So if I put that that time into perfecting that craft, which is blocking, that can prolong my career as far as I want to go. So, that's my whole mindset on, what a tight end should do.
Yeah.
I just feel like the blocking should come first. Pass catching should always come, second. And then as far as like the overall thing, being able to just do everything.
Yeah.
You should, as a tight end, you should be able to do everything. Block, catch, go perimeter block.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In terms of that, though, what do you think is like the best part of your game is? Like, are you like you're blocking some guy and you're like, yeah, I like this better? Are you trying to run routes? Are you trying to go get the ball?
I'll say right now is both. And it's crazy that you asking me that, because my trainer Mo, he always asks me how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I'm ready to put my hands on somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that'd be the first thing that come to my mind, because I've been working so much receiver stuff with Delphonte Diamond. I don't know if y'all guys, familiar with him. He trained Stephon Diggs, Debo Samuel, all of those guys. He's in Houston.
Yeah.
But like working with him, he's made me so comfortable with going out there and not having to overthink about what I'm thinking about my defenders doing. I'm ready to just block.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel confident in, my receiver.
Like motivation.
Right. So I feel like once I, get to that point where we start training on my blocking, that's really what I'm trying to hone into, because ultimately I know what the Browns are, acquiring, what they want to acquire from the secondary tight end.
Yeah.
They want him to block. You know what I'm saying? They got Dave. So Dave's the playmaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't hate on nobody. I let them go shine, and I, play my role, which is, blocking. And people be like, you emphasize blocking so much, you must just be a blocking tight end. Until y'all gonna see me move, then y'all know I'm not a blocking tight end. But, I just try to keep it there as far as just knowing what I should do and what a tight end should do. A tight end should know how to block.
Yeah, and you must feel like the Browns would be very successful here, because they do utilize the tight end more than most teams.
Yeah, I think so.
And you said your trainer was like a huge motivation for you. How would you say like the culture is like between like the other tight ends? Like, are they like, does anyone like help you out as far as like say like any veterans like giving down information? Like, do you like the culture? You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like how good like the team works together and everything. Or,
yeah. So as far as like the tight ends, Harrison Bryant, he was always book smart. Like he knew everything.
Another FAU guy too.
Yeah. Like he knew everything, and he was like the backup quarterback in case DTR went down or PJ Walker went down. He was the quarterback going in. So it was just dope being in his vicinity, because like if I had a question, he knew it, and if he didn't know it, he was close to knowing it, and then the coach would just make him right.
Yeah.
But as far as like the help in there, he was always book smart. Not saying Dave wasn't book smart, but Dave helped me with like hand combat, knowing how to like maneuver my hands when a defender has his hands inside and I'm trying to get my hands inside. Dave always, he helped me with that and walked through. Always talked about like my running, because he like, bro, you got to get fast. He always tell me like, if you just get faster, like you'll be unstoppable. And he told my trainer one time when we played the Eagles last preseason, he came up to him and was like, yo, all Z need to do is lose weight and get faster. And he was just like, okay, I got you. Yeah. And then like throughout the season, I started clocking 19 miles per hour like 8 weeks in a row. Ooh. And then once I found that out, I was like, damn, I was clocking 19 for this amount. Like I ain't even know. I just overheard the strength guy talking about it. And then I was just like, okay, let's just keep this thing rolling. And that's when I really started to like hone into what my trainer was telling me to do, like as far as making my muscles, more flexible, lengthening my muscles. That's what we did this offseason. We lengthened the muscle so I could be able to make wider strides in my running, so I could be able to be as fast as I can be out there.
So are you trying to go like sub 250? Like
no.
Go that low?
Nah. I'm staying where I'm at. I'm staying at 260, 255.
Yeah.
I'm not really
Yeah.
going any lower. People already telling me I look skinny from
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
So it's like that kind of be bothering me.
Yeah.
But my trainer always tell me, bro, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You fine. Like you still big as hell.
Yeah.
Just keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? You can move now because coming out of college, I was so yoked up.
Yeah.
Because I used to work out with Joe Hayden, his father.
Yeah.
Not Joe Hayden, but Joe Hayden's father.
Yeah.
My mom found his gym in Maryland when I was like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got yoked up from working out with them every morning because they're bodybuilders. And then going to FAU, Joey Garasio always got us yoked up. So I got even more yoked up. And then I tried to do like 30 on my bench for my pro day, but I only got 26.
Yeah.
So it was like I was yoked up from getting prepared for that. So coming into the league, I was like really big.
Yeah.
So when I came back, Deshaun seen me. He was like, "You slimming up, Z?" I was like, in my head, I ain't say nothing out loud, but in my head, I'm like, "Yo, what?" And then Jordan Aiken seen me the other day. He like, "You trying to be a receiver, B?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, I'm not trying to be no receiver." He like, "How much you weighing?" I'm like, 260.
Yeah.
He like, "Damn."
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like I kind of want to stay around 260 just because I need to be able to block Miles. I need to be able to block Zadarius. I gotta be able to block TJ. You know what I'm saying? Nick. I gotta block all these guys. Chase Young, big as hell.
Boys,
I gotta be able to block them. If I'm under 250, 240, I'm gonna be like George Kittle, but he be burying people.
Yeah.
So I can't question that. He bury a lot of people, but that's what I think about, with my weight as far as like knowing if I want to stay, 260. That's what I think about.
Yeah. So I have to ask you about the adjustment because like I went to like 5 or 6 games last year. So you had DTR, you have PJ, you have a bunch of guys in the quarterback room. I heard the thing like when I come back after games, I listen to the radio, and a lot of people were dropping DTR's passes early on because. Is it just like the adjustment to a quarterback? What's that kind of like?
It's the adjustment, but it's the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to be able to like know how he gonna throw this ball.
Yeah.
Like I practice with DTR all the time. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole bunch of film.
I'm not here about his speed. He throws it as quick as anybody.
Yeah, he throws it quick, but it's like you got to know how he gonna throw it. Like before the play, he gonna tell you, "Hey, this ball coming to you."
Yeah.
So if you're not ready, it's on you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So practicing with him, I understood that like he doesn't like his routes a certain type of way, but he expects you to get to that spot like you're supposed to. And he throws it off of the defender. So if that defender, it's not on you like that, he gonna throw it a little softer. But with me, I always seen DTR being that guy that's like, me and you on the same page.
Yeah.
I know you got this whiff fade. If he inside of you, I'm throwing it back shoulder. If he outside of you, I'm throwing it in front of you so you can keep running. So it's like, he just more so like you need that chemistry. And
because you're wondering because of the room, like you have Tyler now and you have Jameis coming in, so it's just more quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's a lot for him to learn. I think he gonna really learn this year because he got so many people that that's in his position as far as being a black quarterback. You want to help those that are around you. So I kind of feel like it's chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Him and Dave, they lockers is right next to each other. So that explains why he always caught his passes. Effectively.
Every game I go, I'd be like Dave touchdown. I know makes money. So what was I going to ask?
I was going to ask just like what day-to-day life is like in the off season.
So you just got back, right?
Yeah, I just got back last Saturday. So day-to-day life, I'll be real. When I first started my off season, I was in Jersey still. I wound up, so in January we got done with the season on the 18th. I went straight to Jersey for like 3-4 weeks, and I just spent time with family.
Yeah.
And we started on the 12th of February, but we were supposed to be in Houston. So the first day, my dad, he wakes up at like 3 or 4 a.m. gets to the gym by 5. I told Mo, I was like, Mo was like an hour away from where my dad's gym was, and this is how dedicated we are. But he would be an hour away. I was only like 25 at my uncle's house in Bayonne. My dad's LA Fitness membership was in Newark, so Mo would drive an hour. I was driving 25, and we'd meet at the gym, and we'd knock out like a 2 hour, 3 hour workout because it's 5 phases to it. He got 5 phases to this off season program, so it's like the first. Matter of fact, let me get it for y'all. I got y'all. I can't even say it off the top of my head. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But we got 5 phases to this work, and the first phase. The first phase is stability and endurance. So all we doing is making sure everything is symmetrical. When I mean by symmetrical, I'm talking about like if I'm doing pull-ups and one shoulder's down, that's not symmetrical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need that shoulder up. Or my hips, you know what I'm saying? My hips not fast enough to get up, from sitting down. I need to work on that. So that's the first phase. The second phase is strength and endurance. So now we building strength with, high reps and the high rep intensity, and then we're building muscle in phase 3, and we just finished phase 3 a week before I had came down here, so we got that done. And then phase 4 is just maximum strength training, doing as much as you can, explosive as you can, as fast as you can. And then phase 5 is power, just training straight power and on top of the strength and endurance. So right now I'll say like the day to day, bro, I'll wake up, I don't even eat breakfast for real. Grab my jug, head straight to the gym, knock it out, because it's too early. For me, I don't like eating early. So like I start real early, work out for 2 to 3 hours with Mo. After that, we get some food, Master Halal's, Newark. Yeah. Y'all know it, Bloomfield Ave. Head there. From there, I'm more so just chilling with Mo, chopping it up with my dad, eating breakfast, and then back to the crib. I'm chilling. And then that's really how the off season went. But once we got to Houston, we got to Houston on the 19th. Once we got to Houston, I landed at like 10. Mo landed at like 1 or 12. I picked him up from the airport after getting with Delphonte. Went and got him from the airport. We drove an hour to Barbers Hill because when we was in Houston, I ain't trying to pay to go work out at nobody's gym. I'm more so just trying to work out for free, get in, get out, do what I got to do, and go home. So my agent got us a deal with somebody, an AD at a high school named Barbers Hill. Shout out Barbers Hill. But we got out there, and if I wouldn't drive, he would drive, but we'd alternate. I'd do like 2 days, I'd drive an hour, he'd drive an hour for 2 days. So like we was doing that throughout the whole off season program in Houston, and it was just a lot, but having that control and discipline to not go out is key. It's key.
Say, do you think like dedication is probably one of the most important things to make it to where you're at?
Yeah, you gotta learn how to say no. Yeah, you gotta learn how to not want to go out and party. Like y'all asked me what I did yesterday. I ain't do nothing yesterday. I was in the house all day. You know what I'm saying? I fixed myself some breakfast. Came in here, chopped it up with my trainer. We actually went out to the field and worked on some formation calling. We're doing that today too. But we just been chilling. Like me, I'm just more so trying to. I want to get there and then have fun when I get there. If you get what I'm saying, like I don't want to be having fun right now. I'm not there yet, and then the time get there where I need to, really lock in. I ain't locked in, so I say dedication really do play a big part in, getting to where you want to be at.
So for this summer, I guess obviously the goal is make the 53. I mean, you had a very successful preseason, I thought, last year. You kind of using that as motivation and building off that for the fall and everything. So
yeah, I'm more so just worried about all the stuff I did wrong. Yeah, focusing on what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? What I did wrong last year, I false started. Yeah, I ain't, I ain't know everything in the playbook. You know what I'm saying? I ain't catch every ball. I drop, 2 or 3. Don't like that.
Yeah.
But focusing on what I did wrong and correcting those mistakes so there isn't any more mistakes is the goal this year. So
there's nothing they can have again, like on you, when they're making their decisions for rosters and stuff, basically.
Right. Just trying to like take up, because I got a whole new slate. I got all new coaches that don't know who I am, don't know, what type of player I am. So right now it's just more so trying to like just take care of what I need to focus on, which is knowing everything in the playbook, having the cadence down pat, knowing who to block in certain run plays, knowing my past concepts and stuff like that. Just knowing everything I got going on, but that's the focus for this year.
Especially in the AFC North, in my opinion, it's the best division in football. I mean,
I agree.
There's adding players all the time. Like even like the Ravens, like you just get Derrick Henry, so you keep adding all these guys. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Steelers add a bunch of guys in the offseason. It's crazy.
They got a good amount of people too.
Like every team there could make a wild card, like any team in the AFC North, in my opinion. So,
yeah, I agree.
Are you thinking like this next season, like you think like this is it, like breakout season? Like
I'm just worried about doing what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it's a breakout season, but what I can say is I'm working as hard as I can to, have a breakout season.
Set yourself up for success in the future.
Exactly. Just set myself up. Worrying about the now. I ain't really worried about the future. You know what I'm saying? I know the future got, God's hands on it.
Yeah.
He got his hands on my life. So that's who I put my trust in, just knowing that one day I'm going to have a breakout season. Because, what I really miss from football is breaking the tackle, having to lower my shoulder, going out there to block, and doing that all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, in college, you the guy. So once you leave college, you're not the guy no more. It's a whole bunch of other guys. So, like, that's what I miss about this game. And I'm just ready to go put that work in. So, I can show them what I've been doing this off season.
Yeah.
It's a different off season.
Yeah, so you kind of mentioned college a little bit. I wanted to ask you, because we have a lot of like high school, middle school guys watch this. What's like the best piece of advice you've been given? And what's like, how is your recruiting process also like? And what advice do you have for that?
My recruiting process coming in, I had so many D1 offers, like interest. Man, in football, because I was turning up my junior year going into my senior year.
Yeah.
And I didn't take none of them offers seriously. Like, I got so many emails from North Carolina State, never responded. UConn, I really wanted to go to UConn so bad, but my grades was terrible coming up in high school. And then once it was time for me to take that SAT, I took that thing like 4 times. On the fourth time, I got a 1060. So Notre Dame was like, look, if you get something above a 927, we'll give you a full ride. If not, we'll give you a partial.
Yeah.
And I wound up getting that full ride. But I'll say coming into the process, y'all got to be willing to just be a sponge. Like, I'm year 3 in the league. I'll say right now, being a sponge, networking, and connecting is all that you need to be doing when you coming from high school to college. Like, you don't know nothing. Unless you got somebody in your ear before college that knows what they're talking about. But I'll say coming from high school into college, like, you just have to be a sponge. Like, shut your mouth and open your ears, because it's more people out here that that have been in the position you're trying to be in, and they just know, what the experience is like to go through that adversity. And I kind of just took it like a grain of salt. When I was coming out of high school going into college, I was always working out. I was working out every day, and I didn't know how to say stop. But I didn't have nobody like my trainer to guide me to the right steps on what to do. So I kind of was just going out there with a lucky leg and trying to do stuff that I ain't know I could do. Yeah. And then I just kept it like that. I kept the main thing. But, for people that's coming out of recruitment, it's kind of hard to talk before you don't even know anything. Yeah. And I say that's the one thing that I got advice on.
Were you sending like film to like schools and stuff like that, like trying to like throw your name out there in film?
I really ain't sent no film to nobody. It was more so my coach doing all of the
like the huddle
talking.
or something like that.
Yeah, like my coach was sending my huddle film to a lot of the, people in higher brackets in the college life because I had so many D1s. Like Syracuse stopped looking at me only because of my grades. I had Virginia Tech, Virginia, JMU, Old Dominion. I had a couple other more, but those were the main schools because they were in my region. Virginia right there.
That Middle Atlantic.
Yeah, so I had a lot of people that wanted me to play for them close by, but it was hard because I just didn't have the grades. Like my body figure was good, but my grades was terrible. But that's the one thing I would say is just keep up with your grades, making sure that everything y'all got in line with making it to college is in line, because if y'all don't, it's gonna be a struggle. It came down to the last day for me.
Yeah.
Came down to the last day.
So what made you decide on FAU?
I told my mother if I ever got a D1 offer or like some type of like feedback from a D1 school that they wanted me, I was going.
Yeah.
And I told her that when I was leaving out of high school going into college because I wanted to go D1. I didn't want to go D2. And she was like, okay, we're going to pray on it. We're going to keep, we're going to keep it together.
Yeah.
And when I got into that 2020 year, that's when COVID happened. My rankings dropped, and all the agents that was trying to represent me back then, they stopped trying to represent me. And I told my mom, I was like, he not passing me the ball like that. Yeah. and we winning all these games. I was like, I don't know why he not passing me the ball. It was like he was trying to, hold me out from the next season. Because we had a fall season in 2021, and I was just like, I don't want to stay here. Yeah. Like I'm not going to, grow like I want to grow. Yeah. It was multiple people that left out of Notre Dame that went to the league. Yeah. But they didn't stay. You know what I'm saying? They were in my position where like they on the practice squad or they had the ability to make the practice squad, and they just, didn't stay where they were supposed to. So I kind of seen that, keep happening. Yeah. I told her, I was like, I don't want to be a part of that crew. Yeah. And I was like, if a D1 school offered me, to come and play for them for free, I'm going to go. And I met somebody who knew, some people, and, I got word that FAU needed a tight end. Yeah. And Harrison just left in 2020. Yeah. Let's go to FAU. I was like, they used the tight end the same way I used Notre Dame used the tight end. I need that. When I got there, I seen Willie Taggart was the head coach. I'm like, where is Lane Kiffin? I'm like, yo, he had Ole Miss. Yeah. Keep this in mind. Ole Miss texted me a day after I committed to FAU.
That's crazy. Wow, shit. That's wild because you had Lane, Willie, and then now Tom.
I was so sick. I was so mad. I was like, yo, if I'd have knew Lane went to Ole Miss, I would have went there. Yeah. But I didn't know. So, it turned off a new leaf. Yeah. On my head.
The beach right there and everything. Yeah. So,
wasn't mad. I wasn't mad at all, but I was just like, damn, I wanted to get that coach. Yeah. That coaching, from Lane, because, he done put Harry in a position to get the Mackey Award. Yeah. And I was just like, that's a guy I want to, model after.
Yeah, I was, when FAU made the run, I interviewed them for March Madness. And one thing they commented on their facilities, and they were saying the basketball facilities weren't really that great at the time. They've been renovated. What were the facilities and everything for FAU?
When I first got there, the first thing they took me to was the training room. Training room had 15 tables. Yeah. At least 8 long tables, but it was so the training room was the difference maker for me at Notre Dame. Notre Dame had everything else. We had good workout equipment, but when it came down to the training facilities and the training room, our training room was inside of a bathroom.
That's crazy.
We had 2 ice tubs. I say it's an ice tub where he's sitting, And it's an ice table. Y'all sitting there. It's a middle table in between. We only had 2 ice tables. Ice tubs.
That's crazy.
So I say that was
That's crazy.
That was the biggest difference. That was the biggest difference coming from, you know what I'm saying, Ohio to.
Like even a Capital, like the training rooms there, like they're like they're even pretty decent. Like compared to that, and it's just a preschool.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, and like our locker room was all the way across the campus, underneath dorms, instead of being in front of the field or near the field.
Yeah.
So we had to
Was it
walk.
old, too? Like,
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't change too much, man.
Yeah, so it was like we would have to walk in the morning, cold days, all the way to the building where we watch film at and stuff, and then go practice on the field and stuff. So it was a lot leaving Notre Dame going to FAU, but that was the difference. The training room, like I was so amazed. I'm like, yo, how can y'all not be satisfied with this? Like, I am satisfied with this. Like, I come in here, get help.
Top 10 school.
Get help anytime I want. Get in the cold tub, hot tub anytime I want. It was just different. Leaving.
Yeah. So I always ask this question. It's a hard one because your career's kind of just starting. But when your career's over down the line, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as a tight end that did everything he could for the team he played for. That's what I want to be remembered on. Like, I was the hardest working guy as a tight end. You know what I'm saying? I did what I could as far as sacrificing my body to block for my teammates and just making the unbelievable catches I know I can make. I just want to be remembered for that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of people that say they work hard, but I know it ain't nobody that work harder than me. And that's just my confidence going into it. But that's how I want to be remembered.
That's respect.
That's awesome. That's like, it's going to be hyped up right now.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, how did you get such a good, were you just born with a good work ethic, or who influenced you to have such a good?
It'd be so crazy to say this, but my father, like staying with my dad some days when I was like, I'll say 11, 10, 11. I'll be, staying over his house like during the weekends and stuff. I wouldn't be there on the week, but when I wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., I'll see him getting out the shower about to go work out or going to go work. But it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m. He about to leave the building. He going to his job. He getting there at 6. But it's the fact that he up at 4 o'clock in the morning just to get ready. I feel like that's what really started it. Started that work ethic was seeing him wake up in the morning, and then making it contribute to my life is what started to make me keep going, because I didn't start waking up until I was a junior.
Yeah.
My basketball coach, he had got a shooting machine, and I was like, if I wake up at 5, you gonna be here? And he was like, yeah. And I started waking up at 5 just so I could get my shot right. Yeah. But that's when I really started waking up early, and then it continued on, especially when I was at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's wild. You working out with your dad a lot? Did that, did he ever, you ever go to the gym with him? You said, he'd go work out and stuff, right?
Yeah, I ain't started working out with my dad till this year.
Really?
Keep it 100 with y'all. I just only seen him do stuff. I never really did stuff with him. So I started working out with him this year, and he put me through one of his workouts, and I was just like, you do this every day?
Yeah.
I'm
good.
good.
I'm the same way with my pops. I've been working out with him when I played sports and everything. I worked out with him since I was 15. He picked me up after school, and I'd go to the gym with him.
Mm-hmm.
He was I get it. Having just going and working out with your dad, just chopping, just catching up, bro. It's a good feeling.
Nah, facts.
Yeah. What's he gonna say? Who works harder, your dad or you? You get a little rivalry going in there,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna always say my father works harder than me. He do a whole bunch of stuff right now. Me, I'm just focused on football.
Yeah.
That's it. He gotta go cook. He gotta go build houses. He gotta go, provide for the kids and do all of that. That's a whole bunch of stuff on top of what I got. But I'll say my dad, he the hardest working man in my life right now that I know.
Yeah.
Like he work hard. He work hard a lot.
That's really cool.
Also, we want to respect your time, so like whenever, like we didn't.
Man, I don't got nothing to do,
Yeah.
bro. I
Where is this?
don't got nothing to do, bro. I don't have nothing to do. I'm sitting here chilling.
So
You
what's
know
the?
what I'm saying?
So I'm like ground team take over my whole life until my family moved to Florida. Obviously, what's like the facilities like? What's it like just being like around it? Just being. I mean, you probably pinch yourself some days. You're like, man, all these guys like.
That's crazy. When one of my guys was like, bro, you ever sit back and be like, yo, I'm really in the NFL? And I'll be like, yeah, I always do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? I made it, but I didn't make it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not out there playing. I want to play.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like I want to play like sometimes I want to be on a practice squad. Sometimes I want to play. No, I want to be playing every year.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I always get that feeling,
Yeah.
especially when I'm by myself, you know, waking up early mornings and it's not nobody else waking up and they getting paid this much money. Like, like in my head, if I was getting paid that much money, I'd be in that building every day. Early.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if I'm getting paid, but like me, I always look up because, you know, in the facility that we got in the indoor, we got a whole bunch of legends.
Yeah.
Like all over the wall.
Yeah.
And I always, you know, look at them when I'm there, like when I'm walking through or when I'm doing my little workouts and stuff. I just be looking at them like, that's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be like them.
Yeah.
I just keep putting that in my mind. Like, you know how you got a vision board? You just envision all the stuff that you want. Like, I look up at them and I be like, damn, Marion Motley. Yeah. I never seen them play, but I'm like, that's who I'm trying. I'm trying to have my picture up there like him, like Bill Willis. I'm like, oh yeah. This is what I want to do.
Storied fans, Trez, biased, best fans. I mean, all our Super Bowls are in Baltimore, but it's still here. I still count them.
For real.
It was an overnight, but no, it's and then you just got the guys in the room. There's so many big names just even on this team.
Facts. Facts. And just being able to learn from them is crazy. I say one person I, you know, really like honed into was Amari.
Yeah.
He was like, bro, you don't ever need to be going over the shoulder for a ball.
Yeah.
That was the first thing he told me. He was like, you need to go up every time. And then Deshaun told me that too. And then once he told me that, once Amari told me that, and then Deshaun told me that, he was like, just keep going up. He was like, you too big to try to catch a ball like this.
Yeah.
He was like, just go up and attack the ball. And he was like, when you do that, that's going to give the quarterback the confidence to just throw the ball to you every time. And it was just wild.
That whole room's just crazy. Even adding Jerry this year is wild.
It's crazy. And that's his mentor, Omar.
Yeah, I know.
When I found that out, I said, oh, yeah, they about to have some big chemistry in there.
Yeah. Now all they got to do is re-sign Amari, and then we'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, re-sign.
Mm-hmm.
Will he?
I don't know. We'll see.
We're going to see.
They see.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money already in the Browns right now, so I don't know.
Whole lot of restructured contracts for anything like that works.
Yeah, facts.
Do you think about it? So like when you're figuring out where you want to live and stuff, do you think about how do you go about it? Because like you could be here for a year and then you could be in Houston for a year. Or, you know, is that ever in your mind?
Yeah, that's always in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like if they going,
like you just be in New York, like with the Jets, like tomorrow. You theoretically.
I'll be closer to home.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
I would be closer to home. I would be okay with being in New York. Like I would be okay with that. I'd be able to see my mom more often because from here to Maryland it's 5 hours.
Yeah.
Jersey to Maryland is 3.5. So it's like I'll be able to see her way more often than usual. And I'll be able to see a lot of my other close family.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Brothers and sisters like up there in like UMass, like
yeah, on my dad's side, I got 4 other siblings, but I'm the only child with my mom.
Yeah.
I got a sister that's the same age as me. I got a little brother that's 17.
Yeah.
I got a little brother that's 12, and a little baby sister. She about to be 4. Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah. But they all in New Jersey. I'm the only one that's outside of Jersey right now, so I don't really get to see them as often as usual.
What do you think? Because, like, in my opinion, like, ever since the transfer portal and stuff, it's really killing these mid-major teams. And, like, back in the day when I was a kid, I would, like, love watching the Bahamas Bowl and, like, But I feel like ever since that, it's like killed it. Like no one's watching bowl games as much. It's just like the playoff. Do you feel the same way? And like, how do these teams survive now? Because like if you're just good, you're just gonna go to like Ohio State or something. Like,
I think it's more so about like the competition level, like how much competition is in that conference. You know what I'm saying? Like with CUSA, Conference USA, like we didn't really have that much.
And it was like FIU, Middle Tennessee, those guys.
It's not that much competition. So it's like once you get into the different conferences, so like who's good, like SEC, you know what I'm saying? American League, I said American League, American Conference, like all of those conferences they got like some big name schools that got good competition, you know? And it's all about the competition level. Like is it similar to NFL style? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they playing like they should be out there in the league?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the difference.
I feel like there's more like one-off seasons. Like Missouri last year, like half their guys transferred. Like, they beat Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. And it's like, you look at it, it's like, is that their best season they're going to have in 20 more years?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I just don't know how that is with.
Did COVID mess up like your like recruitment process and everything, like when everything?
They had to. It messed up mine, dude. I lost offers from so many schools because I'm playing tennis. It's a non-profit sport. They just cut it everywhere, bro.
I was already here, but I was COVID. It tore down so many doors. It was so crazy. Like 2019, we went to the Final Four. We went to the quarterfinalists. I was number 9 in the country as a D2 player. I was the only D2 player to be number 9 in the country with a whole bunch of D1 tight ends. Yeah. So I was breaking up. I was getting up there, but once 2020 came, we didn't play like every other D1 team plays, so my shit dropped drastically. So like all the 30 agents that wanted to, represent me, they're like, you're not doing nothing anymore. We don't want to represent you. So that's, why I made that major move to FAU. It was crazy.
I kind of feel that. I used to play lacrosse at Capitol, but like there was like a bunch of people that ended up like 5th yearing and like staying over.
The 5th, 6th year, 7th, 8th are crazy.
That's wild.
Like that's like Seth Towns, Ohio State was like his 8th season in college basketball. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Like he's 26 years old and he was playing in the first four. That's great. Yeah, Bennett and Georgia. Yeah.
He was like what?
He's 25.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, like we had like my freshman year playing, we had a like 24-year-old like on our team or something.
Yeah.
How was he able to?
That's crazy.
No, I'm like,
that's crazy.
The coach. I mean, they didn't play for basically like a year. Like he had an injury another year and he just ended up playing. Like, he had like 2 extra years of eligibility. Oh my gosh, eligibility. No, like that was funny as hell. Like, see, like I'm like, 18, 19, playing with this old ass man in my opinion. Like,
nah, that's what's up.
Like, at the time, bro. Like, what I was like.
What do you think about like because we had the draft next week in Detroit? What do you think about like these random dudes that never played football just grading all these like guys and stuff?
It's a fan perspective. You think so? Like I think it's fan perspective. You always need the fans' perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, they won't know everything about the ins and outs of what's going on in the building, but from the outside viewing, you need that perspective. So, you know what I'm saying? People can have a conversation like you guys have on your own time about who's better, who's not, what team is doing this with their players and why they're doing that. Like, you need the outside perspective because no one really knows unless you're inside of the building.
And that's what the NFL does well. Is like media wise, like it keeps them relevant. Because like that's what I feel like in baseball. Like for other than the season, like the 3 months off season, you hear nothing. But like even the NFL off season, you're still hearing stories and stuff. I feel like it keeps it relevant.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure.
Speaking of the draft, I grew up a Michigan fan, so I just wanted to get your thoughts on what you think about JJ McCarthy because I know they have him projected. A lot of them have him going like top 5. A lot of the fans don't agree with that. But so I just wanted to see what you thought of him as a quarterback. Because I always thought he was more of like a leader, like a field general type of guy.
Where do you think he's gonna fall in the draft?
I I don't know. See, I think a lot of the fans, like a lot of people that aren't, just like the general public and all, I think they think he's getting overhyped and like he's getting picked too high. But I'm not sure.
People think he's a check down guy. He's just
going
like
to
that's what it
Vikings.
is.
I guarantee you. I got 500.
I think he'll go. Yeah, I think
Think he's gonna go to the Vikings?
Yeah. Replace Big Kirka. I mean,
Yeah,
I
he
gotta
will.
watch his highlights again. I gotta see before I answer that. I can't answer that right now.
No,
But I gotta
no
watch his highlights again because I remember watching him, and if I'm not mistaken, he was really doing his big one in that highlight.
Like Ohio State, he was like making some insane throws. But the problem is they just said the problem is he throws the ball like 15 times a game and he just hands it off to Blake Corum the whole game.
I mean, Corum is that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
it clearly worked out pretty well for him.
yeah, like Blake is gonna definitely be somewhere playing a lot of minutes as a rookie. But I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like the NFL, like running back. It's like their shelf life. Why do you think like it's like you see guys where it's like Swift, insane with the Lions, goes to the Eagles, really doesn't get to play as much. Like what's up with that for running backs in particular? Because they don't get paid it like they should.
I don't know why teams do that to running backs.
Yeah, I mean.
To be real, like, I be talking about this with my trainer. Like, why they won't
Like,
play these running backs and they getting the most beaten out of everybody?
Yeah,
I don't never understand that.
it makes no sense because you just see like guys that have 1,000-yard season the next season. And you just like, where are they?
I think it's I don't want to bring it up again, but it's that team chemistry. You know what I'm saying? If your O-line ain't on point with you and how you run, it's not going to work out well for you because you're going to be trying to do all the stuff you used to do with another team with this team, and that can't work out. But like I said, if you got it, you got it. And DeAndre Swift, he got it.
Yeah.
It might just be something along the lines of him not being able to get through the blocks or people not holding their blocks for, as long as he need them to.
Yeah.
So it might be along those lines, but for me, I don't know. DeAndre Swift's still that guy to me.
He's going to Bears. He's him.
He's still that guy. Just like these. What's his name? I forgot his name. He played on the Bears number 2.
The Bears.
Yeah.
He
went to Maryland.
Went to Maryland.
He won number 2 last year.
But it wasn't Khalil Herbert, was it?
No,
it wasn't Herbert.
His name DJ.
DJ.
I think it's.
I don't know.
I can't get it.
No. Oh wait, no, you're talking about not DJ Moore.
Receiver.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
Yes. Yeah, it took me a minute.
Just like him, like he didn't do that well. He was with the Panthers.
Yeah, he was with Panthers because that was part of the Bryce Young trade.
Yeah, he did okay, but he didn't do like his big one.
Yeah,
like he's a different athlete with different quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? So that's a guy I seen.
Yeah, now they got Keenan Allen with him as a 1-2 punch. Yeah. Do you what do you think of Fields too? Because you watch like the Browns Bears game. Like the end of the game, they had the Hail Mary. Like a guy it was literally right there. It dropped and then they had the was it Cole Kmet, the throw, and he dropped it. Like that's not on Fields. Like that's 2 touchdowns. That's 150 yards.
You talking about that corner route he dropped?
Yeah. You're talking about.
I've seen that. I've seen that. That went right through his hands.
How can you say that's Fields' fault? Like,
it's not. It's not. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All he can do is deliver.
Yeah.
And we have to receive. But if we don't receive it, it makes him look bad because he is delivering it right at the point where we have to get it. But
and now the Bears brought him to our conference, division, which is great.
I actually got to work out with him. I think he throws the ball pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's a good quarterback. It's just he has to run a lot because he doesn't have good protection.
He had none.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like he always has to be put in that position to, escape to deliver it. And it's like when you have to escape all the time, you get that mark, oh, he's a runner.
Yeah.
Can he really throw the ball? And then they forget that he can. He just got to keep moving because, he doesn't have the right protection. But
that's something I talk about a lot with young quarterbacks when they come to the league. Like this happened to Joe Burrow. When you come in and your old line isn't doing their job, that really.
They took years off. They took years off his career. Because he has 2 ACLs now. Isn't he 2? Yeah.
And something with his calf.
Right?
Yeah. That's why a lot of those guys they get out of there quick.
takes off. Yeah,
because like your longevity is important, especially like you want to be great. And, like,
that's what's something with like the Browns do well. Like we had injuries, and Dewan came in like in a Pro Bowl season. Basically.
Yeah. I think DeJuan gonna be a big contributor this year. Like he understands what it takes to like really like hone in and get out there. And every play you got to go the same with the same energy. Because if DeJuan has that Hawk in him, that like Hawk just keeps going until like somebody really beats him, and now he's down and he ain't puffing out no more green energy. Like if DeJuan can get like that, every play, our team would not stand. Like our team will always demolish the run blocking game because he's too big. You know what I'm saying? Like if you focus on what you need to focus on with your technique, you demolishing everybody in front of you. At 6'9" and you like 340. I might have pushed it. He might be mad at me for that.
Yeah.
He might be mad at me for that. But like DeJuan big as hell. And I just think like he's a difference maker.
That's the whole thing with the Browns. I mean, you look at games, you see the injury reports, literally just next up mentality. Like everybody was that. Last season especially.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When AWOT tore his quad in 2022, that kind of that messed me up for real. But I didn't know how, because like AWOT don't go in there in the building and do too much.
Yeah.
He always taking care of his body, so that shocked me when I seen him tear his quad.
Yeah, I know.
How long do your podcasts usually be?
We just kind of, whenever you're done, whenever we feel like we're done, we just go.
I got one final question.
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, we can do one. We can do one final one and then wrap it.
How long do you think like you're gonna be in the NFL, like career wise? How many years left? Like,
you can't ask that because you don't know his body yet. I feel like because you know when it's time. You know what
I mean, you gotta give like a rough estimate. Like,
how many years has Mercedes Lewis been in the league?
I'm guessing like 18, 19.
17.
That's pretty good, yeah.
He, I think, is about 38.
Holy hell.
I don't plan on stopping until my body says stop.
Yeah.
I'm going for a yellow jacket.
Yeah.
I'm not going in for the ha-ha, the he-he's. Give me some more money. I'm going for that jacket so I could be able to, have that stamp. Like, this is what I did in the league. This is what I contributed. This is what this is what I helped the league become into. I want to be the reason why people are doing something different. Mercedes Lewis is starting that. You know what I'm saying? He's a big blocking tight end that's been in the league for 17 years. He had A-Rod, call him up.
Yeah, Randall Cobb.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Randall Cobb.
Yeah, like it's a lot. And I feel like he started that. What is it? He started that new trend for me, blocking. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't block, you can't do nothing. And that's just me being me. I'm not talking as anybody else. Like if you can't go out there and put your hands on somebody and move them 2 inches so your running back could get through the hole, you can't be out there and play. Like it's not for. I'll say this: football is not just for receivers.
Yeah.
Who can just go out there and catch and look nice. Like it's for the people who want to really get their hands dirty, put their heads down, and like really put your hands on people, because the game has changed drastically. Like nothing can be tolerated anymore. You can't put your head down no more. You can't hit nobody when they're not looking. Like it's changed dramatically. So it's like if you can't even just put a little time into just putting your hands on somebody, it's not gonna work out. It's not. Like you're gonna be the softest, saddest player out there. Like you're gonna be like, I want the ball, but I don't want to put my hands on him. You should go play basketball then. Because basketball, they tough. Like they might be bumping and physical, but with football, it's a whole different thing. Like you gotta really grab him and put your face mask on his face mask and go mano a mano. Like literally. So it's a different headspace when you're playing football. So I'll say that's the thing right there.
Craig, you got anything? We do one each.
I mean,
You good?
yeah.
Dean, you got anything? All right, my last question is:
Talk to
so they have tight end academy, right, down in Nashville. Why do you think the tight end group's one of the most collective groups of people?
Because we do so much.
Yeah,
We do so much.
Yeah.
Like, you got to think about this. Like, we have to be hand in the ground, hip location next to the tackle. Then we got to go split out. Then we got to put our hand in the ground in the backfield if we be in the fullback. Like, it's so much we got to do. We got to read the defense. We got to motion. Then we got to go line up on top of looking at the defense moving around. Like, we got to do so much stuff that a lot of people don't have to do all the time. That makes us have to come in as a unit so we can understand what this position acquires. Like, what does it take to play this position? That's why I feel like they got that, university. I haven't been there yet, but I definitely have watched what they, teach and have other people like myself that's under, the grades learning. So I say that's the reason.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you wanting some college kids coming from Columbus.
Man, I appreciate y'all coming in and just taking the time out. Because I don't really have nobody really doing this with me, so this is new for me.
Yeah, and we hope to stay in touch and do some more stuff down the line.
Facts. I hope you see I'm not that type of person that's gonna blow you off. You know
I
what I'm
appreciate
saying?
it.
We've been planning this since
We've been
last
talking,
year.
Yeah, we've been talking for a while. We finally made it happen.
So it's like we got it in, but I'm always open. You know what I'm saying? I came from the bottom. So I understand what it feels like trying to come up and, help others. So as long as I, helped you guys, that's all that really matters to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
I mean, next time we interview you, just probably be in Canton, Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Facts.
No, but I appreciate it again, man.
I appreciate y'all boys coming out. For real.
Thanks for your time, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.